Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen and a little series I'm calling Cocktails 101. And this is all of those things in the background that you might need in order to actually build really good cocktails. And today I'm going to make gum syrup, although it's spelled usually in the French Gomme spirit. And it uses gum arabic. Now, gum arabic is something that is fairly readily available, although there are two kinds. There's the gum arabic that you buy for painting and art supplies. It's probably not edible. It might be edible, but oftentimes it's cut with other things that you don't want to consume. And then there's the food grade stuff, and that's what I've got here. And you can get that usually at a really good baking store, although there's always online. So I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of gum arabic. And you don't have to be super exact with these measurements. 4 tablespoons. And over here I'm boiling a little bit of water. Now, just as this comes to a boil, I want to pour off a 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to add that to the gum arabic. Now we need to whisk this in. So, gum arabic is really hard to dissolve. So we whisk this as much as we can with the hot water, and then we're going to set this aside for 2.5, 3 hours, maybe even 3.5 or 4 hours, until the gum arabic is completely dissolved, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so the gum arabic looks to be fully dissolved at this point. Now we need to make a rich syrup. So a rich syrup is 2 parts sugar to 1 part water. And the best way to do this, of course, is by weight. But because we're using sort of white granulated sugar, that stuff that comes out of the bag, the table sugar that everyone in North America has, it is so close to being exactly the same between weight and volume that volume is fine. So I'm going to do a cup of sugar and 1/2 cup of water in this pot on low heat. Now we don't want to bring this up to a boil. You just want to bring this gently up to the point where the sugar is fully dissolved and the liquid goes completely clear. Now we just mix in the dissolved gum arabic. And just stir it in until it's fully incorporated and the mixture is clear again, or clearish. It's going to have a little bit of color that the gum arabic brings to it, but it shouldn't be too cloudy. And so that's gum syrup. It's kind of an interesting thing. You see it less and less in cocktail recipes today. You go back to cocktail recipes sort of pre-prohibition and you see it a lot more, but over time it's just switched to simple syrup instead of using gum syrup. So when we get into making cocktails, I'm going to use a lot of this in the cocktails in the early version and then compare what it tastes like with just using simple syrup. So we'll do a side-by-side comparison of these cocktails. Now, sugar is a preservative. This is a simple syrup. This will last in your fridge 6 to 8 weeks without any trouble. You will start to see after about the 8-week point, you might start to notice a little bit of mold growing on the side. If that's the case, toss it. Don't keep it around, and make sure you write on the bottle what it is and the date that you made it. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.